Have you ever wanted to take your Canva graphic design skills to the next level? One of the best ways to do that is by mastering some keyboard shortcuts. Why? Well, simply put, keyboard shortcuts can save you a lot of time, and that means you can spend more time focusing on designing and less time trying to fiddle with, oh, how do I do this command, or where's the button for that? So I'm going to take you through some keyboard shortcuts. These are ones that I commonly use and am continuing to try to use more often to speed up my own process. We're going to jump in right now, so stay tuned. If you're new here, I'm Lowell Brown from Going Social, and I use Canva on a regular basis when I'm making social media post graphics for clients. Those can include static graphics, some animated graphics. I create YouTube thumbnails, all kinds of other things for my clients, and I wanted to share what I do with Canva with you. So let's go into the screen sharing mode right now, and I'll take you through some of my favorite keyboard shortcuts. Okay, so we're going to start with a brand new document, and I'm just going to simply come up here and create a simple, we'll say it's an Instagram post. Now, oftentimes you're going to start with a blank canvas just like this and nothing really on it. And what's the first thing you're going to start with? Usually text. You know what? One of the best and quickest shortcuts to using text is simply type the letter T on your keyboard. And as you do that, right away, instead of having to now click over here, go to text, and click on one of these options, you can just press the letter T. I'm going to do that again. We're going to move this right up here. I'm going to press T. Always remember, just click on the back canvas, press T again, and boom, you've got some more text. Now, some other great keyboard shortcuts. I'm sure you're commonly used to cutting and pasting on your computer. Well, it's very simple and also really important to do that with Canva. So you press Command C to copy, click anywhere on, Command V to paste, and there it goes. You can press Command X to cut it out, or just simply select something and press delete. Very simple. Now, when it comes to actually editing text, again, common shortcuts that you might be used to from your desktop publishing software will apply here as well. If you press Command B, or if you're on a PC, I'm going to use the word command a lot because I'm Mac. If you're on a PC, just substitute that with Control. So Command for Mac, Control for PC. So again, Command B will bold or unbold. You can italicize with Command I, underline with Command U. Very simple stuff. So I'm going to take those off right there. One of the other really useful keyboard shortcuts to use when you're using a lot of text. Now, there are times that I like to make sure my text is all capitalized. So in this case, we're going to go with Command Shift K. And right away, you can quickly, again, make that all caps. Again, all of these features are up here, but it is just easier if you've got your hands on the keyboard, you're typing, you're moving things around. It's a lot easier to do it right here. Now, when it comes to actually doing some shapes, designs, and elements on your canvas, there are a lot of great keyboard shortcuts that can save you some time. We're going to go through those. We're going to swipe right back to screen sharing mode now, and I'm going to take you through to those right now. Here we go. So one of the best ones that I like to use a lot is to make a rectangle. Just press R on your keyboard and a rectangle, or square in this case, will appear. So anything that's a square or object, and then again, you can take it and resize it. What about a line? Well, press L. Again, sometimes just remember, if you've got an element selected, just click here on the back of your canvas, press L. Now we've got a line. One other thing that we like to use, another shape, circle. C for circle, and we've got a circle. Now again, you can just come up here, change the colors of any of these elements really easily, but creating them, it's right there. Again, if you wanted to copy paste, always very easy to do that, move them around, that kind of thing. Now, what about resizing? Well, let's say, as you're resizing something and you see how the sizing is changing, the shape of it, it's not always in proportion. Well, a keyboard shortcut to make sure that that stays proportioned is when you're clicking on one of the corners. You have to click and select one of the corners to drag, hold down the Shift key, And now, no matter where my mouse appears, you can see that I'm moving it left and right as I would be without shift selected. If I hold shift, it maintains its proportion. Now, what if you have a shape and instead of just changing it by all perspective, we wanted to also contain that proportion? You can press Option, Shift, and drag, and it will just move it in place at the same size, versus with just Shift, you can see I'm dragging it from the bottom. If I hold down Option, it's going to exponentially grow to scale, okay? What I want to show you right now, there are sometimes when you're creating something in Canva and you've got lots of different elements on the screen and all together in different layers in different places, there are some keyboard shortcuts that can really help you save a little bit of time by allowing you to manipulate those layers with keyboard commands. And we're going to go through some of those right now. So let's hop back over to screen sharing mode, and I'm going to show you some things with that as well. Now, sometimes if I'm creating a design and my overall canvas, I really want to get in on the details. Well, you can zoom in by pressing Command and the plus or negative on the screen to zoom in or zoom out. Now, you can do the same with the dragging zoom bar on the bottom, but again, if I don't want to move things around on my screen, if I want to make sure that I can see everything that's here, that's one way to do that. As well, let's say that we've got options on the screen here and we want to move them around. Well, yes, I can take my mouse and drag them, but if we are trying to get precise with things and we want to move them, I can just select the item and use the arrow keys on my keyboard, and you're going to see they're going down. It's going to move 1 pixel at a time. Now, another trick here is if you hold down Shift, it'll actually move 10 pixels at a time. And you can do that left, right, up, down. Again, just the arrows themselves, you're moving 1 pixel at a time. Hold down Shift key, and you can see it's jumping 10 pixels at a time. So in this example, I'm going to take a template from Canva and we're just going to manipulate some things on the screen. I find it's easier to demo this with having all kinds of stuff on the actual Canva page, and that way I can show you with better examples. So let's jump back to screen sharing mode here. So we've got a post. Now let's say that I want to move a couple elements together. So actually, what I'm going to show you is this grouping and ungrouping first. So let's say that we wanted to move these things around, and sometimes, we want to select more than one item at a time. Well, if you shift and click, now you'll see I've got more than one item selected, and I can move those together as a group. Okay, so again, shift click, and now I'm selecting 3 of them and moving them around. So that's how to select more than one item. Same thing, if you shift click again on any item, you'll see that now that's been removed. So I could move, let's say, all 4 things. Oh wait, I just want to move this lower to this. Okay, now I want to move them all 4. So you can see how quickly being able to select and deselect items can be really easy. Now, what if, as an example, I wanted to group these items? Now, a simple shortcut again, now I can select these items, go up here and group, but I could also press Command G. Now they are grouped together. So if I move them, it's all one piece, it's all one block. They're not 2 separate blocks. Again, I can move them as a group together, and I can ungroup them, Command Shift and G. And now again, they are separate elements, okay? So that's an easy way to select and unselect multiple items and to group and ungroup multiple items if you need to. All right, now here's an example where you can have items on top of each other, and sometimes it's hard to actually find the right item. So in this example, I've got the yellow text, Happy Social Media Day, I've got the Stay Connected, and I've got this logo. Now, as you can see, I have to find the exact right spot if I want to move just that pink, right? If I want to move just that pink, I have to try to find the right spot. Otherwise, I could be moving the wrong item here. and it can be hard to work with when you've got multiple things in the way, right? Well, there's a shortcut with keys that can help you in order to find that right layer that you want to play with. If you press Command and you click on any item, you'll see that it'll kind of rotate you through which object is there, so you can find the right object to move. So in this case, if I select that one now, I can move it back. So that's just, again, another simple little keyboard shortcut to help you if you've got objects with many layers and you're trying to get the right item. Sometimes I like to copy and paste multiple elements on a page. And again, while we can do the command and copy, another really easy way to do this is with a duplicate shortcut. And we can do that by selecting the item, pressing Command and D, and that will just simply duplicate it. Another way you can actually duplicate items is to select Option and drag and click. So you see that I just hold down Option, I click on the item, I'll do it down here, click on the item, and then just drag, and now I've duplicated that item. So one other little shortcut, and a keyboard shortcut as well, that I wanted to show you is something called the magic menu. And this is a feature that's kind of hidden in Canva. So we're gonna go back over to screen sharing mode. I'm gonna show you that right now really quickly. So if you select the background, again, make sure you don't have any objects selected here. There's a / on your keyboard, and on mine, I'm on a Mac, it's the same key that has a question mark on it. If you just press that button, you will see this little magic window open up. Now, what's cool about this magic window is you can either select things by scrolling up and down, or you can actually type something in. So let's say I'm looking for a star. Well, just by typing in, it kind of quickly finds things for me. So I want to show you this because I can do this without having to, let's say I want a circle. I'm going to press that, and then right away I've got a circle on my screen. Now, if I want to, let's say, add a star, well, I can go back here and go down here. Now, this is a lot faster than if I had to, let's say, click on the left menu here and say, oh, I wanted to find a frame or a table, right? Well, I could come back to the screen here and go frame, right? And now I can see, okay, well, photos. Now I can find a frame for a photo really easily just by clicking with that little magic menu. Again, I want new text. It's right here. I can make that all caps. I can bold it. I can change the text. So that magic menu can be really helpful. So those were some of my most commonly used Canva keyboard shortcuts. So when I do use these while I'm designing, it does really save me a lot of time because I don't have to go over and search in that left side menu, do multiple clicks, things like that. I do still do that from time to time, but there's also times where I just divert to using these keyboard shortcuts, and it does save a lot of time. So my recommendation is to try these out. The more you use them, the more they'll be in your memory, and they'll be faster anytime you need to do your designs on Canva. Again, my name is Lowell Brown from Going Social, and we make social media marketing simple. If you found this video valuable, I'd love it if you could like below and subscribe. Doing that also helps others reach this video and get some assistance with their design on Canva as well. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.